but I'm going to say it once and once only. You know?
Yeah,
Sitting, don't take it, like, mind, gutter, separate, right? Sitting in between the two of you, right? It's sort of like, it's flashbacks to my ex-husband, because he was also in the same field.
Okay.
I couldn't enjoy anything with him, anything. Because first he would look at sound, he would look at production, he would look at, and he's like, that's off. And I'm this is the good part. I'm grateful for it because, I mean, you prayed me for this moment right here. And that's where that's going to end. But we not even church, because you're sitting and then he starts like tapping and I'm like, something is off. And then you know that it's with the sound. Now, my problem is I go into situations like that now, where I don't go for the experience. I don't enjoy it like other people who are clueless as to what is happening. Now I'm just like, ooh, that. And even though I don't understand, it's just like, now I'm there. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's not nice.
Yeah, it's a terrible disease.
blessing and a curse.
It is.
Because you can't enjoy a thing anymore.
Yeah. And even if production is so on point, you're missing out on the... And there's another ick that I'm going to bring up shortly after this. Even if production is so on point, you're missing out on the experience of the whole thing, because you're like, oh my gosh, that is great.
No, but
you just don't see
if
that.
production's good, now you can enjoy the moment.
Yes.
Do you really? Or do you like,
So I can go...
I see
I'm
what you
trying to
did
think, what's
there
the
and
last
then you
thing?
did that?
It's less distracting.
Yes.
Though when things are off, they're very distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to go watch the show, and I'm kind of thankful that I didn't, because if this is what it looked like, I would be so mad in the room.
Yeah.
Like, why are people so
Yeah.
that?
So how I would explain that, it's almost like when you're sitting at home and everything is moving in its place, and it's not that you don't see it, because it's moving in its place, it sits right in your brain, and therefore you can maybe watch the movie, and then you know your daughter just went past, you know she's sitting and she's on the phone, you know what I'm saying, like things that make sense, like you're noticing them, but they don't throw you off because they make sense. It's when things are okay, but why are you doing that, why that it's that jarring thing in your brain so for us it's that it's if production is moving right, then your brain literally goes, production is fine. So you're going to see some of the dope things and you're going to go, yo, but you're going to be in it now because you're not worried about, yo, why would you take that shot? Okay, but the camera's shaking. Okay, yo, but who's on camera 3? Like, why would they put that person there? That's going to happen throughout the whole show.
And then it's for beautiful moments, and you have someone going, "Can you feel it?" This is not conga.
That is
so used to it.
that is reason.
So used to it.
I don't know why.
I don't know why I said his name.
I don't know.
You
no,
friends
no,
with him.
It's a filler,
listen. Let me tell you, right? No, I have respect to the man and everything. Like, that's one of, dopest rappers who come out of South Africa, and what he's done in piano is also very dope. He co-wrote that song, so that's very, very solid. But my brother, come on, read the room, dog.
But that was my
very
point, and I
important.
really wanted to do like a long video on this on my like personal YouTube. Like, there was a time when performing arts was felt like a course, where you don't just come to a stage and do what you've been doing. No, there's a standard, there's a structure. Okay, we're doing a symphonic. That means there's certain ad-libs that don't exist in this world. We're creating a whole new world.
Yeah.
So we can't be doing everything we do in groove.
Yes.
It must feel like
a different place.
also at the same time, why did you not put your audience under pressure and go, yo, this is symphonic, where's your suits?
Yeah.
What's this jeans?
They should have.
and your-
Yeah, definitely.
It must feel like this
was
is
cold.
iconic.
I'm saying dress code.
Oh, I thought you said it was cold,
Like,
so therefore.
no, dress
It's all
code.
those little details that create the experience. Yes, we're all here for an event, but the producers create an experience. That's our job.
Yes.
And I feel like everyone who was called to be a supplier screwed up there.
So-
There's no one I can say, I'm proud of you.
What you're talking about is actually then what I'm probably going to lean towards concluding is one of the biggest issues we have in the country, which is that we'd rather have the three of us play all 50 roles than to get the right people in each role.
Yes.
Because I always tell people, for example, when I sat with the guys in the award show, I said, you've got a person that does the event, then there's an award show. Those two things are not the same things.
Yep.
You can't get the same person to do both.
Yeah.
And
a lot of the shows are run like that. They run like this is one big event happening at Conga, or one big event happening at Zone 6. And it's like,
It's
no,
not.
there's an eventing aspect and there's the show aspect. And those two things must be separated. The only thing is they must come to the same outcome,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is what you're saying to say, look, where are we taking this? This must be at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we want people to approach this? Da, 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 da. So, yeah.
And I
that's
think
a big gap.
maybe to some degree, no. I was going to say maybe I'm putting South Africa under too much pressure, but I saw that Red Bull Metro Booming thing they did as well. It's like, oh, so Metro Booming understood wear a suit, this is an orchestra, but the audience didn't.
No,
They
whoever
treated it like they had a
produced
club.
that one. Is that at Metro Boomin's one?
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. So do we hold Red Bull accountable for the experience it should have made? Because Red Bull's always been excellent at how they produce stuff, especially at the events. And maybe the production aspect is a whole different world. That this takes work. Every little detail is like a psychological game you gotta play. Like, how do I want someone to feel when we do this? These are the notes. When they walk in, how do I? Like, it's everything plays a role.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just felt like for the Amapiano thing with Kabza, it should have been. It still looks good. I just felt like it should have been world class. You cannot match this. Yes, Kanye had his late orchestra thing, which was also beautiful, but it should have felt like, have you ever heard a South African sound
Yep.
that's so close to Kwaito, but fused with orchestra?
It's
It should have shut everyone up.
Yeah, the concept should have been done at the high. My fight with the whole thing was, I mean, I haven't seen production, but I did notice the performances, and you can see that the artists didn't come to rehearsal.
Yeah.
You know, the artists showed up to do the song that they do at whichever.
So they
gig.
did practice. There's B-roll of that. They have like these sections where they do like 2-minute videos showing how they made this whole thing. And you can see them rehearsing, but it's like they're rehearsing to make sure the sound works in the ears.
They went
Like,
to.
no.
They did no. They did sound check.
Yes.
They didn't rehearse a whole production.
Imagine the world.
Have you? And this is how I'll play the rehearsal for a ballet. The rehearsal of a ballet that's coming to whether Joburg or Germany somewhere, and they're gonna be there for 3 nights back to back. Play the rehearsal footage. It's intense
Yeah.
because everything must be like we're saying. The timing, the lighting, we're questioning. Okay, when you come in, do you just walk in? Do you come in on the left? Do you come in on the right? What does the lighting look like? Must we put the light? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell from watching it, from the clips, that didn't happen. That people came for sound check, and they doing, and also that's why, sonically, sound wise, it's what do you call this? There were tracks, basically. They were playing on top of tracks.
Yeah.
Because people should have sang, bro.
Yeah.
People
100%.
should have sang. Sang.
I think that's why I was like, after that weekend when the viral clip was going on, the young Stein was crying and said he put on a performance. Go watch the full thing. My mind's going, you missed 10 shots.
Sure.
The moment where you say he was crying, we can see it. That's
The production.
We can just
the
see it.
shots.
But there was a shot where you were like, that's the moment we create the emotion.
Yeah.
You missed everything else. What a waste of money.
Bro, I see that at so many shows, dog. Like, that's the crazy thing. You know, I was watching Martin, I've probably mentioned this to you before, Martin Garrix's YouTube show.
Yeah.
So he's got his own reality show on YouTube,
Okay.
basically. And when you watch that, they show you how the whole Martin Garrix machine works. Sorry, for those who don't know, Martin Garrix is basically one of the best DJs in the world. I think he's like 24 now,
He's
25. And he's probably like number 2 or number 3.
EDM, right?
EDM DJ, yeah, because David Guetta was number 1 recently, which was very interesting. But there's, within the different seasons or different episodes, whatever, there's times where they show you when they prepare for a Coachella, a Ultra, Lollapalooza Music Festival. When they prepare, they literally do the whole book out a warehouse, book out the equipment, do the setup.
Yeah.
They do the whole thing. And I was like, the first time I saw that episode, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
So they do the whole thing, whatever the case is. Then they send the specs to the guys at the festival. And then there might be some added equipment that they bring in. Yes, okay, that is a different level, most definitely. But the level nonetheless. So what they'll do is the same thing people spoke about with Global Citizen. When Beyonce and Jay-Z, when it was the time on the program, they basically take over the stage and they bring in some of their pieces on. Whether it's a lighting piece, it's a backdrop piece, it's a whatever, they bring that on. Those guys are the same. There's certain lights they might add on that will be used for his set. It's so incredible to watch. And I'm like, where, Sota?
But then I enjoy watching stuff like that. I enjoy watching behind the scenes kind of thing. And I enjoy watching what it took the talent to produce something on that level. So from the beginning, inception, right until execution, what were they going through? I enjoy, and who am I? Nobody. Now you get people, it's your job to watch stuff like that. I like, he's a director, South African director, a whole lot of Netflix things. I can't think of his name right now. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I will watch him watching movies, and I'm like, the question should be,
what's happening?
Why is it that you want to go and watch this? He's not copying. He's gleaning from there. So now, we're just like, I got a gig. And everything is just taken like,
him and I have asked that question, like, so the people who get the opportunity to go, I'm the director of so-and-so awards, you watch the same awards we're all watching. You look at the standard. And you go,
okay,
this
is what you're going to give us?
You're okay with half
after a decade of your experience. You've had 2, 3, 3rd, 4th draft of doing this.
That thing will forever.
SABC One. Can you hear the cry? We've been waiting. Call us.
Please do an official intro for us.
Just grab a cup. You're watching before your weekend. 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 Hey, you're watching before your weekend.
Welcome to another episode of Before Your Weekend. We're back like your Xbox boss who said they made a mistake in firing you. That unemployment continues.
Anything for it.
I was gonna say, but like Maya Angelou, unemployment, I rise.
Oh wow, unemployment, I rise. Damn.
Should we talk about good things first?
Let's talk about good things,
Always.
my brother. What's happening?
There's a 15-year-old in America who made soap that can prevent and treat skin cancer. Time magazine has labeled him the kid of the year. I don't know what that label means, but there's a 15-year-old who figured out the chemistry to do soap, to do what soap was technically supposed to do apart from cleaning.
99.9% of germs.
Where was that? What have you guys been doing this whole time?
What are you watching?
Protex, Lux,
Protect
Dove.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is so cool.
My only concern with that is when something like that becomes public, we know how America moves.
Yeah.
Where's the money going to?
Yeah.
Are you going to just put this kid in university and go, it's done?
At least they won't die.
No. That makes me mad.
Why is that so far-fetched?
The
there's stories
university guy that I think he invented how to solve the water issue, is it not? From
in
Cape
South
Town.
Africa.
In Cape Town, yes.
The pebble electricity issue.
Probably. Yeah.
So you're talking about the guy who managed to generate electricity using stones?
No, I don't think so.
The water.
It's the water, like making sure that, because he was in Cape Town, right? How to get the water system functioning in such a way that they don't have a shortage.
Because they have a shortage.
Okay, I remember the story. Okay, yeah.
Yes, and then he passed away, right? And people are saying, we need to look into this story, right?
Because then they found a new face.
No. It just.
They found a new face after that.
Oh, is that?
Which
It's fine.
We're not. I was just in likeness.
But I'm asking why is that far-fetched for the kid? That's what I was asking you.
No, it's not far-fetched. I'm just saying that at least in America, they'll send you to school. They will say, thank you so much for your work. Give you a medal.
Oh, nah.
Sauda.
Nah.
With that, think about that. Preventing skin cancer.
Yeah, that guy was. What's his name? What's the black guy's name?
The boy.
No. Black guy who's famous for natural. Come on, it's the reason. Damn it, the documentary that Nipsey Hussle was doing. Thank you, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was murdered. He was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
America,
clip
they're
it.
capitalist
Yeah.
country first, money first
I
before
know
life.
those clippy, bro.
That's
Clippy very.
so I don't think so I don't see it going that far.
Okay.
But my only issue is you're gonna say he has a scholarship from Harvard. This man fixed a huge ass issue. You're gonna say, yeah, family, are you happy? He's in Harvard.
I don't
that
think, I
all?
think in 2024, I don't think that's gonna land. They're probably gonna have to cut like the check proper. But I don't think he'll get the best deal.
Hush money.
That's what I don't think he'll get.
Hopefully the
best.
parents are asking about patent rights.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get the best deal, but they'll get like a boatload of money for sure.
But then how far do you push until they're like, eh?
Because it's like the guy who created WhatsApp
Yeah.
is like some farmer type guy,
He sold 10 billion or something.
and then he just kept it moving. Yeah.
Okay,
That thing
but
is
I'd
worth a
rather
whole
get a
lot
10
more.
billion. I mean, how much did he get? He wasn't 10 billion. I'm exaggerating, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So to some degree, I can sympathize with that.
Yeah.
This is probably just a regular black family, and the kid is some genius, some wonder genius who figured out some
The guy got 19 billion.
19 bill
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
In 2014.
It's easier to walk away with 19 billion than here's a check. Thank you.
Nah, I think he'll get like a large amount of money.
We hope.
Yeah. I think if his parents are well informed, let's put it like
That's the catch. Yes.
Yeah, not him.
Did his parents
that.
know
Yeah, he'll get bullied
what
out.
this kid is
He'll get
creating?
bullied out the room
Yeah.
for sure. He'll get bullied out the room
Because
But-
technically,
because Big Farm is not. They top 5 worst.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Technically, this family should now be fed for the rest of their lives. They
Yes.
should just stop everything.
Yeah, that-
We're done.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of that guy. That's actually when I mentioned the farmer things, because I literally saw a video of him, almost like what is it, like after the sale type
Yeah.
Yeah.
situation. Yeah, he's just like, yo, I'm just out here in the farm. He's literally just out in the farm. He's just like, yo, I'm just living my life.
I think
I'm
that's
sorted for
that's
life.
the only
That's
the
all.
WhatsApp guy.
Yeah, the WhatsApp guy.
I think
He
that's
just said, I'm just sorted for life.
I think that's the only way to have peace in your life, right? When you
Yeah.
have that kind of money,
Yeah.
like,
He's
you don't want to be in
not even
Miami.
like, he's not like flashy cars, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like a big farmhouse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a huge plot, of course, But like you can see, it's simple, and he's just like, I'm
good.
I'm good, bro.
I mean, you
I
just
did
need
it, I'm
to
done.
set up the next 5 generations and die when you're 90.
I mean, it's all good and well. The WhatsApp thing is amazing. I mean, where would I be without WhatsApp?
Yeah, Mom
But-
knew that.
Date number 2. But with WhatsApp, date 15. Look at you. Progress.
Yeah, no. I'm not dating anymore. Can you just see that? I'm not dating anymore. But please have faith in me. Thank
I
you.
have all the faith.
Retract that. The child that has found the cure now. When you do something like that, you do it from a place of I want to see
Yes.
the world healed,
Yeah.
right? So you would imagine, you should be okay with them saying, okay, thank you, we'll take over from here now. And then I'll just say, okay, as long as you don't adapt it in any way, change it in any way, and I get, recognition for it and the money, then I'm cool. What more would you
money?
want?
What money?
No.
How much would you want?
A couple of billion.
Okay.
You think they're going to give them
Shoot.
billions?
Yeah, I think they will.
Big Pharma and what's the other one? There's-
Over
who's next to Big
WhatsApp.
Pharma?
I mean, you
WhatsApp
can't compare the
WhatsApp
two,
or
but
the
still.
soap thing?
I'm just saying the soap thing. So the soap guy can also get like what the WhatsApp guy got.
He should.
He should.
Will he?
I think you will.
I don't see that. I'm not being a pessimist. I just don't see that. I don't see him doing it for the 15
Americans are fair, TK.
And bumper.
You watching before you weekend.
Maybe this is a question for you. You might have to defend women as we end off Women's Month.
What?
Do women actually know how to be romantic? Or are they just good receivers?
That was my sleeves rolling up.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We do. We definitely
Wait, hold on
do.
before. Do you think women are good at being romantic? Like they know how to, I can be romantic for you? Because I think a lot of women...
I understand your question fully.
Yeah, because I think a lot of
I
women...
fully understand your question.
They really get it to, I gave him a blowjob, or I gave him sex. I dressed in lingerie. That's being romantic. It's
We
like,
try
no,
to
but then now we have to
behave. We
create...
behave every week. We are here, we are behaving. I don't know what's wrong with this problem. If this
Guys,
subliminally,
The views of this.
no,
This
guys. Guys.
Okay, before she goes, I understand what you're saying.
yeah,
I think because women watch a lot of romantic movies
Yes.
from a very young age, they become conditioned to be hopeless romantics.
Yes.
Hopeless receivers of
Let me
romance.
finish my
let him
statement.
finish.
Don't interject.
Child.
They become conditioned to be hopeless romantics, and yes, to receive, not to give.
Yes.
That is my statement. Please tell the nation, address the nation.
Just-
South Africans.
I'm going to quote Chevy, who's on TikTok, and he's just amazing if you need information about anything and everything. He would say, this is Ellen. Now, Ellen has a problem. My problem is I love to see a person in that state. I love to create a moment for a person. I love to create memories. And so, yes, I'm the giving type of person. I actually have been conditioned. I no longer know how to receive.
Got you.
Right? So I feel so much better. And sometimes it's from a toxic place because I'm just I'm really feeling really, hey, Sekhoa. I'm
English.
feeling really crappy.
Okay, cool.
And then in order to sort that out, to get rid of that feeling, that depression, that whatever, I'm like, how can I make these two happy? Quickly go and buy them some gifts and whatever. And then seeing that joy, right, would make me happy. But with I dream of it. You're right. I'm conditioned. But also witnessing, because I've been asked this question this week actually, Uguti, this is what I'm going to do for you. What are you bringing to the table is basically what they said, right?
Take.
And I was like,
Yeah. Okay, but John asked Ellen.
I don't like the fact that your knuckles can do that.
I can.
Man, I'll see this can-
Karate.
You guys need
it's
to
a thing.
sort your hands out.
No, I did karate. So, yes, definitely. I think that there's a big group of women that actually want to do that for men and not expect anything in return. I just love you so much that I want to. No, for real. I think that there's a big enough group of women that want to give and to show up for their men and whatever. It's just that social media has a louder voice. And social media, or the world is saying that you guys just take. You don't know how to give. You don't know what to do if you were given the opportunity to make me feel what I'm making you feel. So, yeah, there definitely are women out there.
I disagree.
Are there men that don't cheat out there?
I think.
You doing that thing that women do in an argument.
I'm just asking.
She literally is
No,
doing.
okay, so
Like you went to a whole other subject. Like,
No,
stick to the subject.
they are men that are good guys. They are men that don't
Few.
cheat.
Few.
Okay, you're gonna stand up for them. You won
Stand up for.
for men that don't cheat. You're gonna say
No, but
that
that's
yes,
not- but
I
that's
don't
not
cheat.
and that's what I was gonna say when you started speaking. I was like, when you're answering this question, I want you not to answer for you.
Okay. Let me think
give
of
a
my
general
circle.
consensus of women where this concept is concerned. Because like if I'm gonna speak, I'm not to your question about cheating. I'm not
Yeah.
standing up for guys that don't. What I am saying is that most guys do, and that's facts.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not gonna sugarcoat that or whatever. That's what it is. And we can then go down and give the reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we then say, yes, there is that other percentage,
Yeah.
that don't. And that's rare by actual fact. But unfortunately, this is where we're landing in this conversation, right? So let me come back to the gifting situation. What I'm saying is that even when you have conversations of like the princess treatment chat, and that even going back to how your father probably treats you, or
Yeah.
how you're raised, right? It's almost like even the subject of maybe just interacting with humans generally.
Yeah.
We're giving you love as your parents. You're learning to receive it. We're doing things for you. We care about you. We love you. But then there's the teaching of, right, the giving.
Yeah.
You're literally teaching reciprocation. Right? So now it's like, that's
Okay.
where it's like, your brother's asking do it for your brother. or your sister, or fetch her one as well. Like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
type of things, then obviously you may not break down the response, happy, but obviously psychologically it lands. I think what happens is that there is that disconnect there,
Yeah.
where what then happens is there's a condition, like I said, you're seeing and that's why I reference the romantic movies, because I realized that's a big one,
Yeah.
where now the biggest error that happens is that now we're trying to compare that to reality. My biggest tiff with romantic movies is that it's unrealistic.
Okay.
It's not that it's impossible, but it's unrealistic to social standards.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, you can find a guy that will book out the stadium, that'll block out a whole whatever, that'll buy you the whole entire flower store you can. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's just not realistic. But Dricus book out the stadium. There's not a lot of them. And that's because the money is coming from wherever.
You
right?
realized Tori, a South African man did that as well, right?
I don't know about that. Oh, is this Leratos bought the whole hotel, whatever?
Yeah.
You see, but let's leave.
I get that.
But
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
We get what you're saying, yeah.
So I'm just like, there is that, and I'm not saying at the entry level, not saying women shouldn't want the romantic element. I think the other side of this coin is men struggle with being romantic.
Yeah.
Giving or receiving?
Giving.
Giving, okay.
Yes.
Creating romance for...
Yes, so this is the opposite of essentially what you were talking about. As much as we're saying women, you know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
I think majority in the equation, by actual fact, South African men, we can go all the way to the world, but let's go here. We struggle with the concept because we were never raised by
You're
that
not
concept.
raised. You don't know what
It's
it looks
foreign,
like.
bro.
Okay, I get that.
It's a foreign
So what you're saying is
concept.
very good. That's very,
Romance, when you were
because you're
young,
essentially saying we didn't see our parents be romantic.
no, we didn't. And what was defined as romance is such a normal thing, but they labeled romance on top of it.
Yeah.
But you didn't even know that was the label, as in the interaction between mom and dad. They did romantic things that they labeled romantic. You didn't know they were. So when you come up and you're thinking you're going to do some of the things that you just saw, whether you know it's romantic or not, you're going to do some of those things. You're in a conversation with Ellen and Ellen is saying, my brother, this is what romance is.
Yeah.
All these things are foreign to you.
Yeah.
Right? On top of that, like I said, they watch all the romantic movies. Bro, we're watching all the action coming up. Playing to the conditioning, most definitely. Because you're a boy, you're a member. All the things you bring outside, you pick up guns, you're shooting. It's because you're watching Rambo and stuff.
Yeah.
They, in their heads, they fantasizing about the day somebody can do that for them.
Yeah.
Right? You haven't learned about this romantic concept. You get older. Now you're being told you must be more romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
From where? You get what I'm saying? So it's such a tricky because the romantic concept is here, and we're both on sides of one doesn't know about the concept of romance. Excuse me. The other doesn't know how to give it, but only receive it.
Yeah.
The maximum is you understand how to receive it. You can tell me how to be romantic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
But I don't know what it looks like for
practice,
you.
yes.
So
the
let me
practice, because sorry, I apologize.
No,
Right?
go.
9 out of 10, you're actually gonna do for me what you want me to do for you.
Oh, yes, I get that.
9 out of
Yes.
10.
Yeah.
Right? Which is, I guess we can then go to the gesture and say at least there is then the gesture in itself, and I'm not fighting that. I think then it's also then it kind of brings up another aspect of it to say then, what is romance to men? That's not a whole nother.
Now,
because I just realized I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah,
Let's
what
get
is
there.
it to you?
Guys, sorry. I know this is probably like Married at First Sight and Ultimatum and whatever other dating show you guys are watching. Here's the real chat.
Here's the real chat.
To your point, when did you feel like you were... Do you have a moments in your life where you felt like you were romanced as a man?
Romanced?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a word.
Can you pull that? Can you pull that out? Do you have something like that in your memory? You feel like, oh, this person's being romantic towards me.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Did you know how to react?
No.
Damn it.
How did
Ellen,
you?
I need you to
Sorry.
leave the flying thing
It's
alone.
getting to
I know,
me.
it's bugging.
Okay, it's gone.
How did you react?
So my whole base is, I have an issue with gifting, because I have an issue with gifting, not because I think it's a negative. I think because of how I was raised, with the lack of, and not because my mother didn't want to gift me, or my parents, or whatever the case is, but I think just because of the affordability. Growing up, it's a foreign concept, right? I know gifting from movies and stuff like that, like how how people do the Christmas with everybody buying gifts and whatever the case is. Like that's crazy. Like, at my big age, I understand it now. Like I grasp the concept. But you see, gifting was foreign for me in that sense.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's still this thing where I'm developing even receiving gifts, because we could be you never have to buy me a gift and we good, bro.
Yeah.
That's how gifting lands in my life or in my world. So there is a sense of a bit of a shock when I am gifted, because I'm just like, yo, you went to spend money on shoes for me.
That's why. Sorry to. So you don't know about this. So there's times I was gifted in my relationship, and I would only tell like Calvin and Z.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as guys, I was trying to figure out, have you guys been like gifted like this?
Yeah, what do I do
Like,
with it?
yeah,
It's normal.
What does it mean?
You heard my voice, and so
Yeah.
like for example, my birthday last year or whatever. Oh, this has never happened.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know how am I supposed to react, because I'm going, thank you. So what happens now?
What do you want? How can I reverse? Yeah.
What happens?
How much is this costing?
Yes.
So I can fix
most
that.
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I am doing in my head, I'm estimating, if I don't know it already, I'm estimating, the value of this thing, and I will give it back somehow. I will return it. Because that was
a hard thing to take yourself out of that, to go, no, but
yes.
she doesn't want anything back.
Yeah.
You're already doing what you're doing.
100%.
It's because you're doing what you do. Not always because you're doing what you're doing, but because you're doing what you're doing, I also want to.
Although those are in the good equations.
In the good equations, not in
not
the
when you're covering stuff.
If then, yeah,
Yes.
it's not.
Listen,
that.
when I got this watch, I was shocked. Like,
Yes.
do you understand how much watches cost?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Why would you?
Because, and I think the conversation also partly, or part of it, I guess,
Yeah.
becomes the fact that as guys, we're more logical about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whereas women are more emotive, and whatever gesture in itself is more from an emotive, whether giving or receiving, and for us there's a logic to it.
Yeah.
Right? There's reason. So even now you get it and you're just like, okay, all right, what's the reason? I need you to, where's the speech? Tell me, why are you giving me?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
This is the breakup gift.
which one is, like, wait.
So am I getting this?
But what you said earlier about teaching, right? I came from an extremely loving home. Extremely. It was normal for us. It was normal for the entire family. I can pinpoint family members, and where it didn't quite show up in the family, people started filling in those gaps, right? So big love, major love. So that's what I grew up in. And then there's that culture shock of meeting, because I was brought up in an Indian family, and then you meet a black gentleman who doesn't know what it's like to celebrate things like Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthdays. Okay, leave everything. Your birthday, right? He doesn't know how to do that. So it became such a clash between the two of us. His 35th birthday, I did this whole surprise birthday for him. Got everybody that means stuff, something for him and whatever. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, how did you pay for this?
Yeah, how much? Yeah.
And I was like, my G.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, that's all, until very recently when he came back and he's like, you know what? I know what I was on about, and this is the reason why I was there, but I do appreciate what you did for me.
Yeah.
So it's a teaching kind of thing. Terms that we come up with, Indo-Damast, princess treatment, what. It damages things. It takes away from the essence of what the person's trying to do.
100%.
I didn't believe in in men. I mean, you're a man, you're talking, you're lying, you're worthless, you whatever. But I was dating because, you know.
Yeah.
So I met this gent who, if you looked at what he did for a living, I can't say it here because, you know.
That's fine.
What he did for a living and what he did in terms of just showing me affection, I was like, this doesn't work.
More or less.
It was more. Like
So that's normal for the men, though,
Hey?
to do that, to go above and beyond what they can afford.
it
I
wasn't
guess if they
even
do it,
about
yeah.
affording, right?
Uh-huh.
If I say that I've got daddy issues, I was telling somebody last night that I've got daddy issues, and not in a bad way. Like, this is how my dad showed my mom love, right?
Yeah, I actually
This
know
is
what you
how
mean, yeah.
he showed me love. So therefore, I've got daddy issues.
You
can't
want-
come in here and trick me and lie to me and say that this is how, because I know what it's like, right? Cool. I'm not comparing you, but I do know what love feels and looks like. So, for example, first day that this gentleman, he first comes and picks me up. Never in my life, I'm farther out of the picture.
Yes.
In my life, and this is recently, he opens the door for me. I'm like, oh, okay, it's once off. You know how these things are. Quickly, let me just try and get her in, and then once it's there, it's done. Opens the door. I would carry, I think you've seen on social media where a girl walks around and it's just clouds. She's not, that is what I became. Because, and I'm the type of person that if I've got to go from A to B, I'm gahwanda. Like I'm walking, right? He slowed everything down. And I never experienced that before with you know, my marriage. And then now I'm like, okay, I like the person that he showed me I could be, because it was a place of, okay, you're living in trauma, you're living in toxicity.
Yeah.
Swada, just be you. I didn't have to now, oh my gosh, I need to now wear pink and stuff because I'm in my feminine era. I didn't have to say and proclaim those things, right? I can't it really grates my tits, because every time I'm in my feminine era, I don't do this. If you are, you don't proclaim it. I don't have to announce to the world that I am in. I just am, right? And because he put me there, it was so easy for me to put him to view him in his position, right? He was in his masculine era. He didn't have to announce it. He just was. And I treated him as such, right? So if you're open to it, I can teach as much as I want. If you're not open to learning, you'll never know what romance is. You never know what it's like to receive, because you're fighting all the time. You're fighting against it. So I think we should just slow down and learn, be open to learning and receiving. And then we find, like, all of this will go away.
With that being said, it's spring, so if you need us to do a women's conference or a wedding,
Speaker.
I mean, here's your speaker.
Send
we'll
DMs.
come on as a panel. So before the bride and groom come out, let's talk love.
Let's talk. Yes,
Actually,
man.
that'd actually be a dope
Outside of
concept.
the parents, the chat that you usually get,
Yeah.
they say like, oh man, black families, I love you, but they will stand there and give you the right to cheat. So they will tell you, a man is like, have you seen how a pumpkin grows, right?
Yeah.
It spreads out.
Yeah.
They liken a man to that. Wanaba. So he's just out there. You don't ask.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that.
If you want peace in your home, don't ask him.
This is the chat that you got when you're marrying.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
There wasn't anything of
That's mad but crazy.
it's frustrating, and it's going to tie into the chat we're going to have a little bit later. But we don't care about the man. The man, he is who he is, and that's that, right? When I'm Sadi, stop wearing this, stop talking like this, stop hanging out with these
Yeah, I
people,
think
stop,
that's wild.
and then the man is like, hey Tada, thanks for coming to the family. All you need to do is make sure you got a jazz when you come here. Other than that, what has he been given? Like,
Yeah. I think that's why I've got a I'm gonna say a big issue, but it sounds very dramatic. But I do have an issue with just like certain just cultures and culture, whatever's and traditional.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, they to not bash them all the way. It's like they made sense then.
Yes.
yeah.
It all makes sense all the way right now.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that stands the test of time is things like respect,
Yes.
love. Do you know what I'm saying? Those, but you see things like that. That stuff is strange to me.
Yep.
You know.
I think that's why it's like even in our, I think we're all above our 30s. So it's like,
I love the fact that you said, I think we all, because you looked at me and yes, I'm like 26. Carry on.
okay.
Yeah, we just turned 30.
It's when you hear, it's when your aunts and uncles or parents go, we don't do things like that. No.
You don't do things.
I'm
like-
fixing what you broke.
Yeah.
And maybe we don't have the confidence, courage, whatever, to tell the elders, go, you done messed it up. Look at how our generation is behaving because of that.
Yeah.
We want to fix it. I think that's just where we are.
Yeah, because I think we negated the fact that we're passing on traditions and customs. We're passing on traditions and customs that in the moments when you're doing them might be positive because we're all excited that we're passing down what our great grandmothers da. But they have negatives to them
Who did it serve?
that no one's dealing with, and it's like even the negative is like that's just how we
Yep.
do things.
Yeah.
And it's like
yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, so I just started saying no. I
Yeah.
just started questioning, and if someone can't explain it and it must make sense, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
I really don't want people to come for me for this. I love understanding. I mean, who are we? Nobody watches this, right? We cool.
We are a global. What's the chat we had in the previous episode? We're a global podcast.
Global international podcast, the biggest podcast. This is the biggest
the
podcast.
biggest.
Yeah, this is the biggest podcast
Our numbers
in South Africa.
through the roof.
This is the biggest. That's American vibes.
Is that I love understanding. I will do anything if I've got understanding, right? And it's kind of weird to say because especially with faith, there's nothing for you to see. You just gotta go with it. But even then, there's an understanding that comes with it, right? That makes sense in my head.
Sure.
And then my mom one day said, I don't know what this is in English. Maar tshwantse a fiele matswele.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
Okay. What's
Why?
going on? Yeah.
And she's like, don't ask. Oh, I almost used the name that I'm called at home. She's like, don't ask. It's just what we do. And I was okay, sharp. What's going to happen if I don't do it? If I do it, and if I don't do it. And she's like, it's what we've always done. You just have to do it. And I was just like, yeah, no. She called me back again. And I was like, okay, how about I be the first one not to do it
So that you guys know what happens when
you don't do it. And then you can come back and say, I told you so.
Yeah.
So apparently, she eventually said that, no, it's just so that they don't grow.
They don't
Too
keep
big.
growing. It's to stop them from growing.
It's stop them from
it is.
growing.
Yeah,
It's
it
to
is.
stop them
Yes,
from
to stop
growing.
them from growing. Yeah.
I didn't do it. And I was a 34C, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was a 34C. And then I had my first kid, I remained there. My second kid, I went to a 36C. And then one day I actually went to her and I was like, Ma, remember the time that you said, and she's like, whatever's going to come out your mouth. I was just like, I just, like,
Yeah, because you finna while out.
like,
I'm finna kick you
Get out, sharp.
in the face.
and I was like, but can you see though? And she's like, you know what, my child, even me, I was told. So all I'm doing is passing it on. And it's all good and well to pass it on, but I don't understand it. I don't believe it. I'm going to pass it on to my daughter. I can't explain it to her. She's going to do the same thing. Eventually, guys, why are we doing this?
What are we passing?
What are we passing?
It's such a hectic chat because, like, in light of having like a new daughter, it's what do I want her to kind of remember or kind of make mental notes of? Like, just when you do grow up and you are getting attention, what are you looking for? What are you not looking for? Like, it's little things like that because she's a baby and whatever. So I have these little warm moments where I walk into the room and she's smiling or whatever. And it's like, this is easy and whatever now, but she's going to grow up. And now she has attraction to whatever. And it's like, I have to think about things like that. Like, how do you navigate culture norms that we have now,
Yeah.
and how does it evolve? And you can tell it's going to evolve because language evolves.
Yes.
We were chilling in the 2020s. Now it's called vibing. But vibing is more intimate. It's like, so
Yeah.
what does that mean when you say vibing? It's little things like that. It's like, okay, that's an interesting chat.
Yeah.
What do you negate? What do you go, okay, I need you to look for ABC to make, because I think across the thread line of generations, there's always going to be maybe 2, 3, 4 elements that remain the same across all generations that you got to kind of make sure you can see through, apart from our social media and whatever distractions we have among us. It's hard to figure that part out. And you've been a parent for a while, and it's like you had to navigate a certain era, then they had puberty, and now they're almost like coming out of it, becoming adults.
My situation was different, and it's a trauma that I suppose I would have to then pay for therapy for my kids and for myself, to forgive the fact that I was horrible. I was absolutely horrible to, especially my daughter. My son was I think he was just too young to understand. I didn't have anywhere else to let the anger out. So the first thing is she does something small and it doesn't matter really. But I take all of that pent up anger, because I can't be angry at him because he's like, what you angry about? And he pushes me away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first place I go to is her,
Yeah.
right? And I see it. She says that, she's okay with it, she understands and whatever. And I see that she does have a level of understanding of what happened then. But she will tell my son that, hey, when you're living very softly. Because me, if I had done what you just did.
Do you do that to your brother?
What's up?
That
I'm saying
you haven't chilled.
If you were in my shoes,
It's crazy because I co-parent. That's the difference.
Okay.
that's another thing.
So I do this. I do half of the sorting out.
Okay.
My daughter says she doesn't want to have kids. And I'm sorry for her ndabas to be out there now.
Crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
But she says she doesn't want to. Half of the reason is because I made her mom. I made her a parent, right?
Yeah.
Even now, I call her, fine, Sunny Boy doesn't have a phone because he's reckless like that, but I call her, is he home? I can go out for a weekend and I have to call. Has he eaten? Has he bathed? Can you check up on this? Make sure he doesn't do that. And you don't realize the amount of stress and pressure you're putting on the child. They are a child themselves, and we're doing it to them, which is really, really unfair. But you don't see it because either you were a firstborn that did the same thing. So I mean, why can't you do it? It's so simple. Just look after your brother.
For sure.
It's that simple. Or you witnessed your parents falling apart and they just couldn't do it. They didn't make you do anything. They just fell apart, and you were like, okay, let me make sure this doesn't happen with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we just have our first wholesome podcast?
Yeah, we probably just.
You added a blowjob or two.
Don't- hey,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You need to get it together.
Focus.
So it's so crazy because I think like
There's so much.
yeah, I know. And let me just say this. Like I think it's so crazy because my perspective on it is like, I was. Firstly, it's funny because like I felt like I didn't choose to be a big brother thing.
Yeah.
You guys decided to have a second child.
have another child.
Now you made it my problem.
Yeah.
Now. That's how I was at first, right?
Yeah.
Then I became an older brother. Then I co-parented. So ironically, I've got the opposite
Okay.
in the sense that I know I will do well in raising a child because I co-parented.
Yeah.
Because of the age gap between my brother and I basically have been with my brother from a child. Like I held him, I helped with the nappies, I helped with the bottle, I helped put him to sleep. From that till now, him being 21, I've been involved in his life like that. So indirectly, it kind of added a positive, for me, a perspective to. Being not that I think timing wise I don't think I'm ready yet to do that. Isn't that? But I think from the actual interaction, that's what it gave me.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, So it's like the co-parenting kind of ended up positive in a sense. You get what I'm saying?
I think the safest thing that you can do, TK, is to understand that you are learning as she does, right? Every new day, every new milestone is new to her as it is to you, as new to you as it is to her, right? And once you've struck the balance of parent, and I don't want to say friend, but somebody that you can come to at, for anything at any time, it makes things so much more easier. I see my daughter just trying me sometimes. I give her the look, she stops, right? But most of the time, she knows that she can say, like, she's like, I get that you're wearing, you've got a problem there in the rear area. Let's not do that. Let's try something else. And then, I'll say, hey, so, or she'll say something like, I noticed you've gone out on a few dates. Who is this person? If I feel comfortable in showing her, then she's like, maar has it type your house, so does he know that he's not going to be here for very much longer? And true to form, he's not there for very much longer. So you need to strike, mine is different, she's 21, yours different story, but you need to strike a balance, and the faster you accept the fact that every day is new for you, the less pressure you have on yourself, which means the less pressure she has as well to perform and to always be like on that level that you or she assumes you need her to be. It's almost, it's not easy, but man, it's a thing. It's been done for millennia, and we'll be fine.
You watching before you weekend.
Let's go.
Got like
J-Lo is getting divorced again. By the same guy. Well, she did. She filed for divorce.
this.
I feel like J-Lo is...
hectic.
Can I say something that sounds xenophobic?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nope.
No, you can't.
that
Let's
back.
not do that.
It's a funny joke. So can I preface by saying it's a joke?
No. No.
Let's
Xenophobia,
try.
no. You can tell us after. Go to the
J-Lo,
next.
J-Lo might be Nigerian.
You see, you should have kept that to
Why?
Did we not say it's time to
why
go
is she scamming people?
home?
So
Let's
the whole
go.
Ben Affleck thing was like they got back together, they got remarried.
They got
And then they got
remarried.
divorced just 2 days ago. She went to court herself. She think I'm representing myself. I don't need an attorney. Done.
I know how this works. Been there before. I don't need this.
I know how this works.
No, but
So
to tell
that
the honest
clip
truth,
of them, I thought it was an old clip. That man looked sad, boy.
he's been
That
looking sad
look- man,
for a
no,
long time.
I want to hold J-Lo. Listen, if we were the new hosts at Breakfast Club, by the way, if you want to move to America, we open to it. Dunk of the day goes to J-Lo. Like,
What do you mean? She shouldn't have gone back?
she's got a very, and maybe I like understanding, and I probably do, but why? She's always in divorce for some reason. And it's always framed as if it's everyone else's fault and never her.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's concerning. When the same pattern happens and it's not your fault, that's the first sign to go, maybe I should look inwards.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give an observation or what I think might be happening there by the J-Los. It's either one of two things.
Yeah.
It's either it's a heist. No, hear me out. Hear me
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I was thinking that.
Hear me out. It's either it's a heist because all them niggas is rich. She don't drink. There's nobody that's
All right.
half sort of kinda.
Except for the
tryna have
dancer
to-
guy. That seemed like
Nah,
dancer?
that was we know
there
what
was
that
a
was.
dancer.
She's trying to marry a dancer.
Something.
Now we know what that was. They didn't get married.
Oh, okay.
They involved for a minute, but
Okay.
we know what that was. She need the energy.
Yeah.
She's in the
She's
50s,
trying to
right?
stay young. You get me?
It's not our fault.
Yeah, she's trying to stay young.
That's just how God made it to be.
That's
No, she went to go get
Ours
What?
goes and yours goes. So it's
she
not
went
our
to go
fault.
get her
really.
hips done.
No. All we need to do, niggas, just need
Hips
to,
helps how?
they just need to stay in the gym and stay healthy, and they good. Just doesn't, black people don't do
Wait
that.
until you get to this age. Oh my gosh.
I told
No,
you know
most
that. 'cause
definitely.
she...
But anyway, so it's either it's a heist, or I think it's J-Lo's world, what she does, and probably obviously now because she's got kids. I think the pattern for me is that remains most important. Then she tries to do this thing of bringing in another person. when you're trying to do life at that level, it's very difficult. It is. But then again, there's a concept of being lonely, right? Yes, you're in the middle of whatever, but then you're lonely or whatever the case is, and then you're thinking, let me get Ben Affleck again. Ben Affleck will kind of curb the loneliness, but you're also you forget the work that comes with it also, and you've got to be present now with the other. You got to do this thing with the other person.
They there all the time,
right?
And I don't know about like just a minute.
So
just a
I
moment.
think because I've her career is something to really also look at. She's got an insane career, and she's not. There's no reason for it to stop. By actual fact, because she's hit that what they would call second wind in her, because of she's in her 50 something. That back part of an icon. She's now in that stretch, and that also has a lot that can come with it, especially when you're sitting in Hollywood, right? For me, that's what it just looks like, bro. Like, because these guys are probably expecting a wife, a mother of my children. You know, yes, we know you're a businesswoman, whatever, but you're not competing with Nicki or Cardi B, but J-Lo is. J-Lo goes, they gave Cardi B what? She's touring what? Taylor Swift what? Yo, give me Las Vegas. Let's do 250M as one of the high. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's still trying to sit in the conversation, whatever, and with her in her right. Not saying that she shouldn't be. And I think that, for me, that's what it looks like, because all these guys are hectic guys that are probably just looking for a wife and a mother, kids.
Damn it.
Tricky.
I said to my daughter that, look, I've got two options. I can either get a whole lot of cats, or I'm going to become a nun.
That's crazy.
And she said, you don't like cats, and I'm sure they don't like you. And don't you need to be a virgin to be a nun? Ooh. And she walked out, and I was like...
I think when we reach episode 75, she must come.
Why?
She must come do an episode.
Why? The wildest things. Don't you need to be a virgin to your mother? Where's the respect? We need to bring back like all traditions and all of that stuff. Corporal punishment.
She should have just said, respectfully, I'm going to let you finish.
she walked out, and I was just like...
Did that just happen?
No, but at the same time, like... over the hill.
Okay, so to make sure, we're going to end this, but to make sure you don't think we're unprepared, I'm going to just say things that are on the notes. Wait. We didn't even speak about the Dricus and Easy fight last episode.
Oh, man.
I have too much to say.
What kind of South Africans are we? Let's not go with the bad stuff. Let's go with the good stuff.
Why did you look at me and go...
Because you are the one. I watched that, and I was like... TK only something.
No, I would have just wanted to.
No, I'm sorry. Carry on.
No, look,
I have not.
I watched half of the fight. I'd forgotten about it. Actually, no, I didn't forget about the fight. I forgot that I have the DSTV app, and then it's on whatever. So I caught half of it. A dope fight. I caught middle of round 2, watched round 3. And Easy had the fight. Easy actually had it, points and everything. Yeah. He's a literally, I was gonna say he's a stand-up fighter, and then it would sound like he's a stand-up fighter, but he's actually like stand-up fighter. I think the ground thing is where it's tricky.
Yeah.
And round 3, they were both tired.
Yeah.
And then he made a mistake because he got cocky, because he's thinking like, I got this. I just need to run the clock. And then he stumbled, and then as he went down, Dricus didn't even waste time. He went straight for it. If you watch that clip, that guy's fast into it. And I knew it was done. So, narrative is that Dricus is the better fighter, and I disagree with that. Izzy is as good as he claims to be. Yeah. With a weakness. I think it's also McGregor's weakness. It's the same with McGregor. He's got the same weakness as well. The ground thing is a tricky. They're weak on the ground part. If you're good at that, you'll capitalize more. But if you go standing with those guys, you will lose. As for the part that TK is waiting for me to say, TK is like, Yeah, come say it.
Yeah, I hear all of that, but
Yeah.
get to
Here.
the part.
Come, get to
No,
the
because you guys can always pick as the devil. And we get into episode 50 with everyone.
So you want me to say it. That's what you're waiting for. No, look, I think that part, like the support part, was very tricky, right? And I'm gonna say it like this because also when Homeboy won the title, there were chats that came up about his stance just in essay.
Yes.
And I was like, that's
It's been there. It's not, it didn't just come, it's been there.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so off. And what we just did, because now there's a new thing now that we're doing in South Africa, we put the problems under sports, the sports rug. We just
Always.
sweep it under
Not
the sports
even.
rug.
Always.
Yeah, always, right?
Always. Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, are we not gonna have this, this conversation?
Yes.
Like, because it's outside of I think a lot of people were caught up in the SA Nigeria conversation. I saw that. That's normal sports stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
I still have the issue with just Homeboy stance where SA is concerned and like in terms of just like his racial stance.
Yeah.
His weekend got clouded by the fact that South Africa was winning everywhere.
Yeah.
Rugby,
Yeah,
cricket.
for sure.
Like, we had a really good weekend. And
We've
I've been
having
seeing,
one, yeah.
I saw his stuff before the Israel thing. And I saw he was also part of the whole Cape independence thing before the elections. That, he actually was for Cape being independent. Like, that's a concerning thing to say. You're
Yeah,
probably South African
yeah.
and you support that. What mission is this? So I won't lie. I was really pro-Israel, or they say pro-Nigeria, but it's not Nigeria. He doesn't.
You're pro what?
Hey.
Israel Adesanya.
Easy. Say easy, my brother.
yeah,
Easy.
because you.
They will quote you here. They will snip
They will
you.
snip,
Oh yeah,
They
true.
will snip you and they will post
I
you.
am pro.
and then we
easy.
will become international.
Then we will be global, the
Really?
global
This is the
podcast.
marketing strategy.
Then we'll definitely be the
wild.
biggest.
I kind of wanted Easy to win the fight, just for the sake of that.
But it was honestly, and I hear you, TK, and I said this to Michael Giga, and I said, because he texted me, because I posted, and my post was also very strategic. I posted the graphic with all our sports code winners in it. And then he texted me, he's like, Ish, I'm not sure about the fight win.
I didn't really.
And I
like
say, I hear you. And that's why the next slide I posted was the big three
Yeah.
in MMA, big three Africans. And I'm like, it was tricky for us as South Africa. And with anybody, even, with how you feel versus somebody who feels, we won, you're okay. There is you're not wrong in feeling whichever emotion, because it was very tricky. Because we're big on supporting SA right now in the middle of all our, the SA wave.
Yeah,
all
that's
this
the
stuff.
catch, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we get to hear and it's like, damn,
What do we do now?
okay,
Yeah.
SA.
Yeah,
And especially worse was SA versus Nigeria.
yeah.
I think if it
Oh,
wasn't
man.
that,
Yeah.
it may have given the chance for a different conversation.
I don't
Had it been-
know.
No,
Remember, he is Nigerian origin. He lives in New Zealand.
TK, when are you
You're not-
do
you're
semantics?
not-
Guys, we're reaching the
Walk
end.
at the semantics. Nike walk at the flag. It's a little TV.
Yeah.
There's a South African flag and a Nigerian flag, and that's the conversation.
Yeah.
Had it been a South African and an English flag, the conversation
Yeah, you're right.
would have the space for the.
Then we said, we want everything.
Yeah.
Everything, even with the guy we don't like.
We couldn't. We
So
couldn't
yeah.
have it
Anyway,
the other way.
that but big fight caused a bit of a stir. I saw some. It was weird, like seeing certain. Actually, let me leave it. Certain celebrities meeting up with him, chats, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, "Limita le bolela ka eng?"
Exactly.
Like,
Because
what are you talking about?
Make me the Springbok captain. So,
right, no.
you ate what? okay. Let's give that. Sorry. No, okay, we need to wrap this up. But I was going to talk about there's a pastor who spoke about if women are saving themselves for marriage, then men must be able to save their money for marriage.
Oh my.
We need to have that chat. We'll probably have it in episode 50 when you're in the room.
It's an interesting conversation.
Such
And I
a
need to have it with 50 other people at the
yeah.
table.
We got the two-part requirement thing that's happening end of the month
What's
for
that?
South Africans. They've changed how the pension system works for people who work.
Yeah.
That
Getting a
now
percentage.
South Africa's tired of looking after old people, so they're saying we're going to give you a percentage now, and then you can continue to work the rest of your retirement until you're 65. but there's catches with that because they want to tax what they give you now by 45%. And it's like, wait, so if I've worked up to 800,000, let's say I've worked up to 800,000, and you want to give me
400.
Let's say I ask for, I need 45,000 just to clear my debts, and I continue working the rest. We'll charge you 45% of that 45K you asked for. And that's weird because you taxed me already on my salary, but we'll talk about that when you're in the room.
You are making big noise.
This is a good ad. Actually.
Big words. Promising people to be in the room with us.
We're figuring it out. We got a week.
I can tell you where he stays in case you need to know that. Leave the rest of us out.
The only other thing was a Mexican cartel member was suing Diddy for running his drug business. Hilarious. And then most appropriate ways to say that was true. Why you left your last job, but we'll talk about that.
I don't think the cartel thing was true. That's not possible.
You know how dark it must be. How bad was Diddy?
Okay. It was probably somebody that was maybe linked to the cartel. The cartel don't take nobody to court. The cartel doesn't take you anywhere.
Unless you're in Mexico or
they
Colombia.
take you out. That's it.
Just
know
there.
that.
Why are they taking you to court?
Diddy's not in Mexico.
No, it has nothing to do with Mexico.
You to court.
It has nothing to do with
We'll
Mexico.
find you. We will find you. We will sort you out.
Bro, cartel. Don't get me started on cartel, boy.
This wraps up. Guys, sorry for going over time. It's their fault. Calvin Ellen, go.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Always our fault.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out. Thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Before Your Weekend. We appreciate you guys, your love and support and your engagement. Please do engage with us in the comments. Let us know what you think about what we spoke about. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Like, share, subscribe to the channel for more content, and follow us on Instagram as well, where we post other stuff, where TK sometimes wilds out and posts some crazy stuff there too that you might have an opinion on. I know I don't. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Please look out for the next episode. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're about to do the big 5-0. And yeah, and we appreciate you guys rocking with us so far. So to 5-0 and more, pretty much.
Yeah.
This has been Before Your Weekend, where we talk about the week before it ends. One time.
You watching Before Your Weekend.